Welcome to Busan, fam. I have come down to Busan, as you guys can go ahead and see. I am now by the ocean, and this space is actually running me right now about 1,200 a month, which is considerably. I mean, it's almost like half of what I used to pay living in Seoul. I don't know if this is going to be permanent, but so far. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys like kind of like a quick tour just to give you guys kind of like a little vibe. Why did I come down here? Honestly, Seoul's been really cold. On top of the fact that like it's just things have just been like wow. Things have just been politically speaking. Getting around the city has just not been as easy, and I kind of needed a break from city life. So now that I have understood how to navigate the opening here. Let's get to the best part. This view basically just did it for me right here. Like right here is just the beach area. We got this bridge that's basically, it lights up at night. It's fantastic. This whole little beach area, I'm just gonna try to go ahead and get as much of it for you guys. But we got this whole body of water here. Whole body of water there. As you can see, shipping is largely unaffected by the tariffs. It's just not moving, but there is cargo still on top of the ships. I'm not trying to make light of. I'm trying to make light of the situation. Well, everything will figure itself out eventually. This nice little terrace area here. We got 2 chairs. I actually had my first beer here last night, just overlooking the water right here. I can tell you, if it's between the view that I had back in Hudson Yards in New York versus the view of just the beach right here and just people having fun, way better, way better. I choose that. Like, I miss New York, but like the stress that just goes on in that city, that is just absolutely unreal. Kind of part of the reason why I came down here is just like Seoul and Hong Kong was just like another version of just New York, just with even more Asian people. But like water's over there. Let's go back inside and let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the interior. So I'm back now. The apartment is fully furnished. It came with about, I would probably say, this is an 85-inch TV. I gave my boy Chris in New Jersey my old TV. This is 85. It feels as big as the one that I had back in New York, so I'm just gonna assume it's 85-inch. On the other side here, we got the kitchen island. I had a gigantic kitchen counter in Seoul, but I have the whole kitchen island right here. That's my workstation that I have set up. And then we got the sofa area. And it's cool because you get the south side right here. This is facing the south. And then this right here is basically facing the east. Like more towards that way is going to be Japan. But both sides, it feels very, very, very spacious, which is what I like about it. Making our way through the kitchen right here. As you can see, I don't usually cook. Well, I did a lot in New York. I don't really do that anymore out here. It's at the current exchange rate. It actually makes more sense for me to not cook. Total degenerate life. Water, face mask. That's all you really need. Water and face mask. That's all you need. You don't need anything else as a guy in Korea. That's the other side of the view. I absolutely love it. And then moving on here, the standard of what's going on and like for security wise in Korea, they take security here very seriously. Everything can be controlled for the house for right here. And with all these little gadgets that I'm still getting a chance to go ahead and know. And then we got the bedroom here, and then I'm gonna go out there and help you guys navigate that part. Bedroom here, coming through. Made sure to go ahead and actually, you guys aren't seeing anything you guys are not supposed to yet. But crazy enough, we got 2 mattresses right here, 2 queen size mattresses. And then, of course, I wake up and I see that fantastic view, which helps me calm down. Because as soon as I wake up, for those of you who know what I do for a living, boom, 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 boom. I got to go ahead and start coaching calls with, America and Canada and high stress people that are paying insane rent and, getting their cars wrecked and not having safe public transit. Coming out here before we make our way to the restroom is actually this whole hallway. I love this section. You know what I really love about living in Korea? This elevated section here where you see I just tip down a little bit, because this is the part where you have all your shoes. And you know what else I really like about living in the motherland? Especially at a full service apartment for only $1,200 a month. They deliver you fresh towels. Fresh towels every single day. Okay? In fact, I haven't even used the fresh towels because, but we got another package of fresh towels, which I'm going to add to the repository. But standard storage, we don't really need to go through all that. Coming in here, restroom area, absolutely love. Huge counter, all the essentials. And then we have, that light was turning on earlier. Why isn't it turning on right now? Oh, there we go. Boom, elevates it, makes you feel very nice and warm. Toilet section, quickly. But this bad boy right here, oh man. There's so much I'm manifesting in here already, you can't even believe it. You really can't. This is the awesome part right here. This is the whole, you have the whole tub right here. And there's nothing, it's just literally right outside of me right now. It's just water. Okay. It's just water. Come through. This thing is standing on a tripod. So I'm very careful, but this came out and it's literally, I don't know if you guys see this, but it's all water. It's all water, okay? And they do have a very killer gym here, but there's so many signs that says like no filming in common area. And I think I know why. I think I know exactly why I say no filming in the common area. But I'm not gonna say it right here. If you guys want to know, DM me on Instagram. But this, okay, and I love how like they care so much about safety. 미끄럼 주의, which is like be aware it's slippery. We care a lot about what happened to people in Korea. It's very, 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 very important. So this is pretty much it. You have the whole section right here. It's $1,200 a month. Yeah, I love it. And then, let's go out there and talk about why I came down here. Rich, so what are you doing in Busan of all places, man? So if you have not been to Busan, this city is absolute vibes. I love it down here. I absolutely do. Seoul has been like, gosh, I did Hong Kong for a little bit. And Hong Kong just felt like New York, and not in a bad or good way, but like it felt very similar to New York. What I loved about Hong Kong is it's very international. You can go out and you can just meet random people, and like if you're living on Hong Kong Island itself, like I lived in both the Shangwan neighborhood. And then I also lived in Central. It's great. You're gonna meet a bunch of random people. People are always down to go ahead and go out, but it's a very, very, very small space, and it's actually, if you're talking about square footage, the rent is more expensive than New York, except the buildings are older. I do love it. I have tons of family there, as you guys could go ahead and see from my IG posts with the fam. I did Chinese New Year in Hong Kong. Absolutely, absolutely love my time there. And one of my friends came by about a month ago with her other friend, and I have other friends that are actually that are based in Hong Kong right now, and it was pretty cool. You can just go out there and see people, and I love Hong Kong. Hong Kong still feels very much like home, but like my heart was always in Korea. For those who know me, know why. And I thought I was just gonna go ahead and get my freaking spot in Gangnam, but like I don't know what it is. Like when I was younger, I really love like high rises and big shiny fancy buildings. It's kind of like a hypocrite for me to say that because I'm in a freaking high rise right now. But, but, when I'm not working and my schedule is crazy because I'm up until like about 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. And then I'm up until like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. So I wake up, sometimes it's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, depending on my call schedule for that day. The afternoon, I'm kind of feeling a little shitty because of like, it's still tough. Take a nap and then go out to have dinner and all that kind of stuff, right? Seoul, I mean, it was freaking great, but people just aren't going out like they used to anymore. And I've noticed that LA wasn't the LA that I grew up in. New York definitely doesn't feel like the New York that I first moved to. And Seoul and Hong Kong, people just generally speaking, I don't. It's like a combination between the weather being crappy, the economy's not doing that great. People generally speaking across the board. I love talking to bar and lounge and rooftop and restaurant owners. Like alcohol sales has fell 70% across the board globally. So people aren't buying and consuming alcohol. In fact, if anything, people are prioritizing their health, mental health, wellness, and these wellness retreats like what you're seeing on White Lotus, they're crushing it right now. So I was getting ready to renew my spot. And those of you who know me know that are part of any of my coaching programs know that the Wi-Fi has been spotty AF. So I was looking up like, it's like we tried this. They were so nice. They actually put me in another unit. Every single time I have Wi-Fi problems, they always came through. So I started looking at like, why do I need to be based here? I really don't need to be. Started looking up a few spots, and lo and behold, I started expanding the search a little bit and a little bit and a little bit more. And then like a week later, I came down here. And I was actually very much looking forward to it. I love this neighborhood. Freaking A. I plan to do a lot of content around here. But if people are going out a lot less, and which is what I'm seeing, people are going out a lot less and people are drinking less, then where I operate really doesn't matter. I'm looking for the most comfortable spot that I can host calls, that I can create content, that I can train up my team and still pursue some of my own personal life endeavors. That's exactly what we're going to be doing here. And I've booked out the spot for like about a month. The few restaurants that I've gotten to go to around here, the few local spots I really like, I've gotten a chance to know some of the owners of these restaurants. And I might just stay here for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. During the summertime, this place is such a vibe. If you guys ever been to Busan in the summer, because a lot of people from Seoul come down here. And then I was thinking to myself, who knows? I used to do so much planning, and that's kind of where I'm at right now in life, is trying to figure out what does Rich really want. I'm very blessed to say this, not to flex, but I'm gonna flex. I've been pretty fortunate to have the intellect to be able to solve a lot of major problems that has crushed a lot of businesses in our industry. And I'm very, very glad and happy and grateful for my team. But after running the business for 8 years, you got to start wondering what, like, not so much what are the right problems to solve, but what are the problems that you should be solving, or for me. Well, now I'm just kind of rambling here, but this entire time, I would say 8 years ago in New York, I was trying to build an entire my life around the business. Like, I want to go ahead, live in the middle of Manhattan. I want to see if I can swing with the best of them. I want to go ahead and see if like I can go as far as I ever thought. And I was about status and flexing, and like I want to be in a certain type of friend group, and I want to be associated with a certain group of people, and I wanted to work. In New York, it's crazy. It's like working a lot is a flex. I it's not uncommon for those of you that live there. It's like, oh, where's your girlfriend or where's your boyfriend? Like, oh yeah, they're working this weekend on Halloween. Yeah, they're on some deal at JP Morgan. And in LA, we flex about not working, right? But like, I started thinking, like, at first, I think everybody goes through that trajectory when they're in New York, which is like the first year. It's like you don't know what's going on. You don't really know that many people. Everybody goes to New York knowing a few people that are there, but they may be close to them or may not be that close. Maybe they haven't spoken in a few years, and sometimes they can rekindle a relationship, sometimes not. The second year, you really get a hang of what it is that you're doing. You kind of like, okay, all right, I got like, you get a handle of it, and you're now part of the freaking race, like a hamster on a hamster wheel. By the third year, you really like, you're on top of your shit. You're on top of your game. You own it. You know where's what, who's who, your vibe, your clique, your crew. But by year, like I would say for me, where like, at the end of it, my one bedroom was like up to like $6,000 and I was ready, willing, and able to pay it. But everybody was also leaving. The city got so much dirtier. Like I was asking because I renewed my lease ended in June because most people move in the summer. I was at Eugene. There was a basketball court, and I always hung out with all the guys there. I was like, are you guys renewing? Like, what's going on here? So people were not just not renewing in that building. People were not just not people were like not renewing New York. Period. Like they were like, I'm getting out of here. And a lot of people were not even renewing the U.S. So the market coming up is going to be pretty volatile. I don't need more stress in my life, dude. I don't need that bullshit. Right now I'm chilling. This place, 1,200 a month. Everything else, I'm either reinvesting into the business or I am making sure that my team is being taken care of, or I am taking advantage of the market to buy the dip. And then everything else is just prioritizing my mental health, and my own wellness, so I'm more chilled out right here. Um, yeah, I've always been a big fan of seafood anyways. So now it's like, what's gonna happen next? I have some friends down here, but I'm keen to go to some local meetups. There is a very small startup scene. I will start meeting up some friends. I have a Korean tutor. I got to get better at speaking Korean. A lot of people say I'm like really good, but like I don't think I am. I don't know if they're just saying that. For the haters out there, you can go fuck yourself. But for my fans out there, like I appreciate it. Anyways, that's the life update. If you guys are in town, for my close friends, if you guys are hitting Seoul, let me know. I'll come up. Unlike America, the high-speed train here works. When I came to Korea 20 years ago, shit. First time, like years back, 20 years ago, right? Was like, it took like about 5.5 hours to get from Busan to Seoul, and then it came down to like about 3.5 hours. Now it's like 2 hours and 7 minutes. So for the amount of time that it's gonna take me to get to freaking the Hamptons, I can see you in Seoul. Yeah, can see you in Seoul, but I'd love to host anybody here in Busan. Let me know. Not just anybody. I gotta like actually know you or want to meet you. With that said, though, the content that's gonna be coming out of here is gonna be fire. Product management is freaking taking off. Tech sales is taking off. Cybersecurity is taking off. We just got the HVAC program. Too much winning. All right, I'll catch you guys all very soon. For my friends back home, I am thinking about you guys a lot. Okay, everybody hang tough in there. It's gonna be a little bit of a rocky roller coaster, but shit, like that's kind of what life is sometimes, a rocky little roller coaster. Subscribe.